All right, we're live for the first time ever. Let's go. We're gonna make a crown on tooth number 30. So some of it we'll talk through, some of it we won't. This crown's gonna be a product from Dentsply Sirona, Ceric MTL Zirconia. That's the one that I typically like to use for posterior teeth because it's rated to 0.6 millimeters thickness, which is very small if you need it. It's exceptionally strong. So just getting rid of a bunch of noise, things we don't need. It's good. We'll trim our pre-op just in case we want to check our crown design later. This was where we started. You'll see that crown was broken. And lastly, we will trim our opposing. Let's get rid of all the cheek stuff we just don't need to make a nice crown. Next page, we've got our model axis. So we're going to line her up to be even. That's good. Set jawline is really just taking a blue number and putting it in the center of the tooth, which allows us to better draw our margin. So this is where we're going to be drawing our margin. We're going to do this twice. First time around, doesn't really matter where the line goes. Just going to make a circle around the tooth. And then the second time around, we'll make it look good. So second time around, we're going to tack this margin to the side. This is going to determine where the tooth stops and the crown begins. Sometimes it struggles tacking. Let's see, we'll take smaller chunks here. There we go. So what's nice about PrimeScan is the color differentiation is really cool, or really good. So we can tell, we can see the color of where the gum tissue is and where the crown prep starts. So that makes our life easy. Even right here, we had a little bit of heme, but I can see the margins right here. I also know that because I just got done cutting it. So that's one of the beauties of same-day Ceric crowns is your dentist is your lab technician. And I know this prep better than anyone in the world because I just got done preparing it. All right, we'll make a couple more adjustments here. Does this really matter? Probably not, but I like it to be perfect, so we're gonna make it perfect. Here, right, just a touch. Okay. This looks good to me. So we've drawn our margin. Next, we will set our insertion axis. We want to be parallel to the long axis of the neighboring teeth. It's pretty good. Check for undercuts. Don't see any. If there's an undercut, it would show up as a color here on the side. So that all looks normal. Next screen would be our factory parameters. So we like a spacer of 120 microns because that is what is used for bonding. 80 would be for luting. We believe in chemistry here, so we bond. So spacer set, we'll click OK. Sometimes I'll check the position on the tooth. Usually I'll just skip the screen because the computer's really gonna, or the AI algorithm will do most of this for me. So let's just get a proposal and then we may have to come back to that screen. AI is thinking. It's going to give us an idea of what this tooth is supposed to look like. There's the initial proposal, so not bad. There's a couple things we're going to want to change here. So let's do this. Come back to this positioning tool. We're going to help it out a little bit. I know that looks ridiculous right now, but I'm really just looking for these marginal ridges to be corrected here on the front. Give me less work to do when I'm editing. So let's have a new proposal generated. There we go. So new proposal, marginal looks maybe a little better on the front. Now it's a little too tall on the backside, but we can fix all that. So let's start with FOCC. So first F is Fisher height. You can see in my cursor details box, lower left, Fisher height 0.66 millimeters. We already mentioned 0.6 is the minimum, so we're happy there. O is occlusion. So we've got these little green dots on the crown. We're going to get rid of those by putting on the upper arch to work as a shield. Form remove tool. I'm just going to paint these green dots away. We like double turquoise. This is what gives the patient a natural feeling bite. It's going to feel like nothing changed in their mouth. So that looks much better. C is contour. So we mentioned that the distal marginal ridge was a little tall. So let's come in and correct that. We're going to use this shape circular tool to reduce that some. I could use the smooth tool. I prefer the shape circular. I just think it works better. Smooth sometimes does some weird things. We'll use the smooth tool later. Next is our mesial marginal ridge. So we can see there's a cusp right here. We may run into that. Yeah. So that part I like better, but now we're a little heavy on that margin or this marginal ridge. So we're going to put our upper jaw back on. We can see through that upper jaw. We'll use this form remove tool and we'll just get rid of that to have that double turquoise-like contact. Goodbye upper jaw. Now we've got a perfectly sculpted marginal ridge. Let's not say perfect yet. How about we use the smooth tool we were talking about and smooth that just a little bit. That looks better. Okay, marginal ridge is looking pretty good. So Fisher height's finished, occlusion's finished, contour looks pretty good. The last C is our contacts. So let's remove the opposing or the other teeth. I typically like a broad double turquoise contact with a little bit of green in the middle. Normally, I will make sure that I don't have occlusion or I don't have contact all the way down to our margin. So got a little break there that I'm happy with. Let's check the opposing. As much too tight for my liking. So we're going to use this form smooth tool. The turquoise part I'm okay with. It's the green that's too much. So we're going to paint that green part in some. You see a little yellow appear. We'll fix that in a minute. To me, this is like extremely satisfying. See it slowly melt into that perfect contact. So broad double turquoise we like, small green we love. This crown is almost done. We'll put the other teeth back into the picture. And we'll go to this articulation parameters. So we want to simulate what happens when the patient's jaw moves left, right, forward, and back. So it's going to compute a little bit. We're going to let it think. It's going to give us a new tool called functionally generated path, aka what happens when the patient's jaw moves. So here's our new tool, FGP. There's no interferences, nothing's coming through the purple part. All of those other colors are from other teeth, which we're not working on today. So there you have it. A fully designed CEREC crown. You may notice a little red, yellow down at the margin. That's gum tissue contact. We're not worried with gums. Think of it like the weeds of the mouth. Those will move out of the way for us. We are ready to produce.